Hello everyone, my name is Shreya Kumar and I'm the Public Relations Chair for the Graduate Student Government. I'm talking to Kevin Cassell, who's the President of the Graduate Student Government, and he's here to discuss some issues we've been having around parking. Hi Kevin, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
So I understand there's going to be an increase in the
Yes.
parking fees.
Yes.
So could you tell us a little more about that?
Well, last year there was a study conducted on parking and transportation here at Michigan Tech, and the study estimated that Michigan Tech loses about $20,000 a year in paying for parking. And so how do we close that gap? One way is to have new parking fees. Until now, only commuters have paid for parking, and visitors at the gate and faculty and staff have not paid for parking at all. And so, and also the parking fees here are much, much lower than at other universities and colleges.
Yeah.
So the consultant, whose name was Carl Walker, got together with a task force made up of university faculty, staff, and students, and suggested that we get a better system, a self-sustaining system.
So did the consultant make the recommendation for all the increase?
Yes, the consultant made that recommendation as well as some other ones. The consultant recommended a tiered system, so students and faculty and staff, anyone who's parking near the campus would pay more than if they park on the perimeter parking lots. They suggested instituting a shuttle service as well.
That sounds great.
And also bringing all the parking and transportation services together under one department, which is not the case right now.
So that sounds like a lot of recommendations. Is the university implementing all of these?
The university is going to implement some of them. I actually spoke to George Butvillis, who is the interim director of facilities management and overlooking this transition. And this is what he told me. There's going to be a new system, a vertically integrated system where parking and transportation comes together under one department, and that is called Transportation Services. It's on the first floor of the admin building. Faculty and staff will be paying for parking. Everybody with a motor vehicle at Michigan Tech will be paying for parking. There will be a shuttle service available. Now, there will be a shuttle operating between 7:30 in the morning and 10 in the morning, and again between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. In addition to the current bus line that we have, the shuttle will go from the MUB to the SDC and down through Daniel Heights every 20 minutes during those hours.
That sounds good.
So for people who park in lots 23 and 24 way up by the SDC, that's good. They don't have to walk down icy hills to get to campus
I
in the
don't
morning.
enjoy that, no.
And of course, there will be classes of permits, and all graduate students will have a permit. I think it's $100 a year for this coming year to park where graduate students have been parking. If people don't want to pay that much to park on campus, they can park in lots 23 and 24, which are up again by the SDC for $10. And I think that's $10 a year. I'm not sure, so it's pretty cheap.
Oh, okay. Quite a few changes coming around. Are there any more changes that are going to be affecting graduate students?
Yes, there are a few changes that I'd like to tell you about, and I have them written down here. First of all, you should go to the Transportation Services website. Just search for it on the Michigan Tech website and see what they have written there, because it's much more extensive than what I'll be saying right now. First of all, there will be cash keys for people who want to park in metered spaces. And so if you want to know what a cash key is, go and find out there. Basically, they'll sell you a cash key for $25, $50, or $100. You pay 75 cents to park at metered places on campus using this cash key.
Like a prepaid card?
It is like a prepaid card, it's just a key. It looks like a key. Also, for those of you who use the SDC, you should know that the SDC parking lot, lot 22, is going to change. There will be a gate, there will be a card that you will have, and for the first 2 hours that you use the SDC's facility, it's totally free. But after 2 hours, you will have to pay for parking up there. So, and I think it'll be like the third to the fourth hour will be $2 or $4 or something like that. Okay. And you should also know this, and this is very important, there'll be much stricter enforcement of parking here at Michigan Tech. Currently, $30,000 have not, there's $30,000 that have not been collected from parking fines. That's a problem. So if you don't pay your parking fines, you will be barred from registering for classes, and there are a lot of other consequences that you should know about. So please find out about these at the Transportation Services website.
So lots to pay attention to.
There's a lot more to pay attention to in terms of the enforcement.
So with all this parking fee increase, where's all this money going?
Currently, the money for parking and transportation comes out of what's called the general fund, which is used to fund many, many things at Michigan Tech. The money that is generated from parking will go to a transportation fund. This is a new thing, and it should pay for itself. The system should pay for itself after a few years. Any leftover money, any surplus, will go into the general fund after that, or if they continue to have surpluses, they may reduce parking fees in the future.
I understand that some residents are wondering why they have to pay for parking separately now. I mean, doesn't their rent cover their parking charges?
Well, it's hard to answer that question because there's a lot of different views about it, but this is what I'll say. The consultant wrote that parking is bundled into rent right now. So everybody who pays rent to live in Daniel Heights or the Residence Halls or the Route Bay House or the Hillside indirectly pay for these because the money that they pay in rent goes to the university, including the general fund, and money is taken out of the general fund to pay for parking and transportation services. So in a way, just by paying rent, you are indirectly paying for this. The consultant and now Michigan Tech, the consultant recommended that Michigan Tech have people with motor vehicles pay directly for parking.
Okay.
So in the past, parking was not something that you paid directly for. Now it is.
That's fair. Also, I understand that some students feel a little blindsided by the new parking increase. Do you know why these changes weren't announced sooner?
The reason why the parking fees were not announced earlier is because they just decided on the fees. The word is they just finalized the fees a couple weeks ago. And in July, I was trying to find out, how much we're going to pay, and nobody would say anything because the decisions hadn't really been finalized.
Right.
So that's why. But also, the graduate student government was told about this back in 2011, as early as September 2011.
Yeah.
Margot Wooler-Carter, the former GSG President, was on the Parking and Transportation Task Force. She told the graduate student government about it. The University Senate knew about it. The undergraduate student government knew about it. So these bodies were told that fees would be increasing and there were going to be big changes made. So we've known for a while that this was going to happen. There's been a little bit of a communication breakdown that we have to work on.
So basically, it was about word getting around.
Yeah, we have to get the word out better than we've been doing. And not, all these bodies and plus the university overall.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you, Kevin.
Okay.
That was very informational. And thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for watching.
Thanks.
Thank you.